Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft News and Updates, and we got a few for you today, so stick around guys and hopefully you'll find something that you enjoy. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides for Microsoft Flight Simulator, please consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future updates and future guides that will be coming down the road. Link to Patreon can be found in the description below. All right, so first off, we are going to discuss this aircraft here. This is the Flight Sim Aware Cessna 414 Alpha Whiskey Chancellor from Microsoft Flight Simulator. And this aircraft comes in at a price tag of $39.99 US. Now, there is a couple disclaimers here to understand that first off, this is an introductory price of $39.99, meaning that after this aircraft, which leads to the second point, comes out of beta, that price is likely to go up. Now, at first, when I first read this, I was extremely skeptical, but I said, you know what, if I'm going to show any interest in this aircraft, now's the time. And I completely understand many people are very, very hesitant to purchase early access products on any platform. We see it a lot with DCS World as well, where there's a lot of hesitancy to do so. However, I find that tends to be the best time, especially if it's an aircraft that you know that you're going to like eventually. You know, if it's something that you know that you're going to really enjoy, then I do extremely recommend picking it up now. I will tell you right now, and I did a first impressions video of this yesterday. I'll try to remember to put that down in the link description. If not, feel free to check out my channel. Again, it was yesterday, so the time of you watching this, if you're watching it today or the next couple of days, just go to my video list and it should be within the top 5 or 10. I do on average 1 to 2 videos a day, so it shouldn't be too far back. Now, with this aircraft, I can tell you right now from my first impressions, I very thoroughly enjoyed it. I love the texture work. I love the sounds. Yes, it is a beta, meaning that there is obviously further development that needs to come down the line for this aircraft. There's a couple of texture glitches and some weird behaviors here and there, but I'm really not going to dive into that. And the reason why I'm not diving into it is because the aircraft as a whole, absolutely, I love it. And I can tell you right now that I ended my first impressions video with this aircraft feeling very, very good about my purchase. $39.99 I felt was absolutely phenomenal price for this aircraft. Now, I'll admit I'm a little on the fence about the idea of the price going up. And again, there's a major hint to that given the fact that it states in red on the website listing that this is an introductory price. Okay, that's really important to focus on that key fact there. So even if this is an aircraft that maybe you don't want in a beta state, but you know that you're going to want later on, I would highly recommend grabbing this now. I can tell you right now the flight model has been done very, very well. The textures are very, very good. The overall experience and enjoyment from the aircraft perspective was a blast, and I only did an auto start yesterday on my first impressions video, and I had a wonderful time with this aircraft. So if anything, I can tell you that I feel very confident about the fact that this is a beta release, and I'm even further excited to see what that final release looks like because I enjoyed this beta version so much. So again, that is the Flight Sim Aware Cessna 414 Alpha Whiskey Chancellor. Introductory price $39.99 on Flight SimAware's website. Link to it will be down in the description below. If you guys even have the slightest inclination that this is an aircraft you're going to want to bet, or you want to get, excuse me, I can tell you right now that from my personal recommendation and my personal opinion, I would highly recommend you go ahead and pull the trigger and grab it at the lower price and just ride out the development process, because I can tell you in its current state, it is a very, very nice aircraft. Next up on our list here is the 146 Professional. We now have some new footage from it. A bunch of content creators such as 320 Sim Pilot are already starting to do reviews of this aircraft, live streams with this aircraft. It's been put in the hands of many content creators. I'm kind of bummed I'm not one of them, but that's okay. It happens. And the aircraft seems to be really coming along very, very nicely. We also have a price point looking at approximately $80 US at the time of this release, which we're looking towards the end of April is what it's sounding like. I'm not going to ever quote dates here unless I absolutely have to, just because these things are always subject to change. As far as the 146 goes, in my personal opinion, it is a very unique aircraft, completely different than I think anything else that we've seen in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, if memory serves, this aircraft did exist back in not X-Plane 11, excuse me, P3D. It might have been an X-Plane 11. I actually don't recall, but I know it was in P3D. And there is a discount for owners of the P3D version of this aircraft available as well. Again, make sure to check that out on the Just Flight website. I'll be sure to leave a link to it down in the description below. Again, continuing with my personal thoughts on this particular aircraft, I will be picking it up. There are a couple of concerns from my standpoint. I find the interior textures to be a little, like you can see here, I don't know, I can't decide if it's a recording or if it's something that's going to look a whole lot better on your own monitor. But there are certain, if you look around the switch edges and things like that, it just looks a little hand-drawn kind of ish. So if that's a deal breaker for you guys, it's something to think about, is the textures. I am extremely big into textures. I am a graphics snob, so that being my personal opinion. However, from the exterior, I think it looks fantastic. It looks absolutely amazing. And you can see the age in the aircraft based on the coloring and the modeling that was done on the outside. It's certainly a very old plane. I am definitely going to be grabbing it, though. I am absolutely going to be picking this aircraft up. I think it's going to be a very fun addition. The modeling and the procedures for starting the aircraft seem to be very, very in-depth, which I absolutely appreciate. It's going to be a lot of fun to do a guide, I think, on this aircraft. Again, because it is so unique. So I am super excited to pick this aircraft up. I can't wait till I can get my hands on it and get flying with it. I really, like I said, the texture complaints that I have are nothing that I think is going to be game breaking. It's obviously that's going to be something that shifts from one developer to the other. The thing about the Just Flight aircraft that we've always seen is that their flight models and the performance and the system modeling is always so on par that, it pretty much stomps any concerns that we would have with the texturing. And again, that could be, things like this, like you're seeing right here on the screen. I love that kind of stuff. So again, that's going to counteract anything else that I can complain about. And I truly do think that there's a great possibility that it has to do with the recording and the graphic settings of the machine that's recorded on and things like that, because none of the Just Flight aircraft have ever disappointed me when it comes to textures. So I'm very open about the possibility that I'm just seeing this wrong. I still love those speed brakes. That is so weird. Man, it's so weird to see that on an airliner. But anyway, I hope you guys are just as excited as I am for this aircraft. Make sure, I believe you have CG Aviator. Oh, no, he did the Concorde, excuse me. I know you have 320 Sim Pilot. There was a couple other ones that got their hands on this. I think Into the Blue Simulations was another one. Make sure you guys check out their channels, and you can watch full flights of the 146 already in progress to some content creators. So really anticipating this one. Sticking at least with the Just Flight website, we finally have a release of the DC Designs Concorde. Now, it does boast quite a few features here: 3D model dials, the whiskey compass other than higher detail instruments, fully operational fuel transfer and center of gravity calculations, fully automated fuel transfer for those who prefer the simpler life, weather radar, full functional, highly realistic flight model, and then even gives you the Mach limit here, and then a full operations manual that can be included with the software and downloaded. Now, it also gives you a list of the included liveries. Now, I'm going to address this right out of the gate. Many people have asked if I'm going to be picking up the Concorde, and the fact of the matter is, at this time, I just don't know. This would be one of those things that I have to sit back and wait based on some previous releases from said developer that I was not impressed with at all and did not meet the product description. So I will be watching this one rather closely on other YouTube channels, and then I will make the decision of whether or not I'm going to personally jump into this one. There are some concerns that the INS and GPS are not accurately modeled. I've heard the FMC is a fictitious build of it. So those are right there for me personally red alarms, and I want you guys to be aware of those kind of things as you decide to make this purchase of this aircraft. Now, Now, with that being said, if you're not looking for full authentic realism, and if you're not looking for that high level of detail that I personally look for with my aircraft, then the Concorde could absolutely be a very fun aircraft. It still boasts some very awesome features with it. We know that the nose cone is fully functional. Many of the speed restrictions or speed capabilities, as we saw there, are available. Mach 2 at 60,000 feet. That could make some of your intercontinental flights significantly more enjoyable. It'd be kind of neat to try, a flight from JFK to, say, to Gatwick, and see what kind of time frame we could really push that aircraft to. But it's one of those things that we're just going to have to keep an eye on for right now, and I will let you guys know as it progresses. Either you'll see it on my channel or you won't, but I did at least want to give you guys the heads up. It is available for purchase, should that be something that you guys are interested in. So be sure to head over to the Just Flight website and pick up the DC Designs Concorde if this is an aircraft that you wish to have in your hangar. Next up on our list, local legend number 3 for Microsoft Flight Simulator, the Doge. That's what I'm going to say, the Doge. This is probably one of the most unique and oddly looking aircraft that I have ever seen in my life. I didn't even know this thing was in existence. I mean, look at this. It is literally a boat turned into a plane. This had to have been one of the either a custom build projects kind of out of your garage thing, or just one of the first iterations of the flying boat. The propeller is a push-pull configuration, which I think is very odd. I know they have had some builds that have the push-pull configuration. I know it was pretty common in the counter-rotating propellers that you would see in like some of the Russian aircraft, the Tupolev aircraft, where you'd have the two propellers right on the front, one going one way, one going the other, doing that push-pull configuration. But I have never seen anything like this before in my life. It was absolutely odd. And you can find this on the marketplace again for, I think, about $15 US. I will definitely be picking this up, and at the very least giving you guys a quick flight in it, because, it's just one of those aircraft, again, sort of like what I was saying with the 146. It's so unique, so different than anything else I've seen in my personal collection that I just have to have it. I have to know what it's like. So anyways, again, marketplace, Microsoft Flight Simulator, $15 US, the Dornier Doge. Make sure you guys check that out. That's an aircraft you're interested in, and enjoy. All right, Flight Simmers, that is going to wrap up today's episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator news and updates. I hope you guys have found this video useful. I hope my personal opinions are something that you guys value. Let me know if you want me to knock that off and just stick to the strict facts, but I figure you watch my channel for a reason, so hopefully you find my opinions to be something that's at least helpful for you in making your purchasing decisions. Lots of really cool stuff to look forward to. We still know that we have many more aircraft coming down the road. I think this is going to be an extremely busy year for Microsoft Flight Simulator aircraft releases, and I am super, super excited about that. Soon we'll have some information about World Update 9. We know that it's on the approach here, so as soon as more information starts coming out about that, we'll make a video on it and start getting you guys prepared for the update. As new mods, tools, and add-ons continue to update, we'll be doing more videos of those as well later on in the week. But until then, guys, as always, please stay safe and healthy, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys.